Hello everyone and welcome to another speed build. Today we are building a shotgun styled house as a part of my Rebuilding Newcrest series for quite a large family. Now this build has 4 bedrooms, I believe. There is 3 on the upstairs and then 1 in the basement. And as you might have noticed already, I did not use the built-in basement tool that we have in the game. I actually did my own thing and made the first floor of the basement and then just lowered it down with the foundation. And I actually got this idea from, I think it's pronounced Allison. I will do my best to link her channel down below, and specifically the build that I got this idea from. And yeah, she actually built it with an apartment. And while I liked her idea, I decided not to build in an apartment. I decided to do it for a house because I thought it was a little bit more fitting for the lot that I was building on today. And yeah, I hope you all enjoy. And this is a little bit of a longer build today, so make sure you have a snack or a blanket to get comfortable because we are going to be here for at least 41 minutes today, as this took me quite a minute to build. I think I had anywhere between 5 to 8 hours of footage that I had to cut down. But I am nonetheless really happy with how it turned out, and I hope you all enjoy, so let's get into what I did. Now this type of house, I believe, is called a shotgun style house, and you might see those type of houses in Willow Creek, as those are normally the type of houses that are in New Orleans or Louisiana, that type of area of the United States. But it's a little bit, I don't know, different, because some shotgun style houses have columns on the front porch, and there's usually a front balcony with columns as well. But as you can see by now, there is no front balcony, but I believe it still qualifies as a shotgun style house, but I may be wrong about that, so please feel free to correct me in the comments down below as to what type of house you think this is, because I was kind of grasping at straws at what to name this house. But yeah, I really do like the basement at the bottom. I was really happy that, I was able to add windows. I used the windows from Snowy Escape, as they're not too big, and I feel you usually see those type of windows peeking out from below a basement. And yeah, I do sometimes I do use the built-in basement tool or that we have in the game, but for this one I really wanted to make it as realistic as possible, so I decided to just lower it down a little bit. So I'm really grateful for Allison for giving me this idea. She didn't give it to me specifically, but just I saw one of her builds and I thought that is such a smart idea. But I did notice I tried to do this once before and it didn't work. I don't know if it was just that particular lot or if I was, I don't know, doing something wrong, but it worked here and I was really glad. So yeah, I really like that. But as you can see right now, we are working on the exterior. I'm trying to figure out the shape of the build. It's really simple, honestly, just 2 rectangles on top of each other and a little front porch. I decided to add this little side door leading off of the kitchen area. And because we have this little sidewalk thing on the side, and I usually whenever I build on this lot, and I built on this lot quite a few times before, I try to add a little way to entrance the lot from the side, because I really like that little detail that we have on this build in Newcrest. But you'll see me add this door from Get Together, but I eventually change it to a different door. I can't exactly remember right now, but I use the door on the side that we got from the Nifty Knitting Kit. I thought that looked really, really nice. And I use a bunch of windows that we got from the Get Famous expansion pack, and they're a little bit more modern, I guess, but I thought it fit the build really well. I can't remember if I used this door from Get Together. I don't think I do. No, I switch it out. Man, I really wonder what door I use. I definitely don't use that door from Lovestruck. I might use a base game door, but we'll see in the end. But yeah, this build was kind of exciting for me to build because while I was building this, we got a bunch of new content this week. We got a free base game update, which added like loads of new swatches. I think the exact number is like 650 different types of swatches for different items. And then we also got like a bunch of new arches. We got some new bars, and I use the arches. I use like a new arch in the interior of the build. And I think, no, I don't use one of the new bars, but I definitely use the new kit that we got from Thursday. I used the Storybook Nursery kit for one of the bedrooms upstairs because I think initially I was gonna make it into like an office, but I was really like excited to use the new kit, so I decided to turn it into a nursery. And it is a little bit smaller in there, but I figure since, you know, the sim that I built it for is like a newborn, it's not too bad, and I was able to fit like some things really nicely. But now we are moving on into the interior floor plan, and this was a little bit of a struggle because I needed to figure out where to put 2 staircases as opposed to just one, you know, one for the basement and then one for the upper level. But I figured it out in the end. The basement staircase ends up being in the kitchen, which is a little bit weird, I will admit, but I think it fits pretty nicely. And then the staircase for the upstairs is in the living room, which is like not that weird. So, and I am working on the upstairs, and like I said before, we have 3 bedrooms up here. We have the master bedroom, of course. I put the nursery up here, which is the slightly smaller room, and then we also have like a bedroom for like a teen, like not really a teen, I'm thinking like maybe a young adult who still lives with his parents as he's going to college. And then on the like, I'm not even sure if I can call it the ground, well, it is technically the ground floor. On the ground floor we have a living room and kitchen and a small bathroom. Well, it's not that small, but it's a decently sized bathroom. And speaking of bathrooms, I ended up cutting out all the bathrooms for this house, and I do apologize, but as this build is a little bit longer, I figured that there were probably more interesting things to watch than just me placing a shower and a toilet and a sink. But nonetheless, the bathrooms, you will see them in the screenshots, but yeah, I thought, like, you know, I would cut them out, just, you know, focus on the more interesting parts of this build. And you'll see me add this tile from the high school years expansion pack in the kitchen and bathrooms, but I do eventually switch them out for a base game tile because I just didn't feel like I could find a decent wallpaper or tile for the kitchen to match it very well. So yeah, that's that on that. But I'm adding some more windows now, just trying to give this place a little bit more natural lighting. Yeah, that took me, I guess, a little bit of, you'll see me like adjust the windows quite a bit in this build because the exterior is very plain in my opinion, and eventually, like near the end of this build, I add like a few details like some ivy, some wisteria, things like that. But yeah, definitely wanted to make this place seem not like that boring. But you'll see me like try to add these like counters on next to the fireplace in the living room, but I eventually decided that they don't work, like they didn't fit the space very well, so I just end up removing them. I put this TV that we got, I think from City Living, and I use this wallpaper that we got from Base Game, and this nice little like dark green, or maybe it's a dark blue swatch, I don't know, I could be like slightly colorblind. So, but I decided to use this nice wallpaper, and I used these curtains that we got from, I think that is the movie hangout stuff pack, but I think like almost everywhere else I add curtains from like the Desert Luxe kit, or at least I do that in the master bedroom. I'm not sure about everywhere else. I think the curtains are kind of all over the place, honestly. I think I use some from Base Game as well. I use this lovely little couch that we have from Horse Ranch, and I also use some like accent chairs from the Horse Ranch pack as well. I use, I guess, these curtains from, I think that's Growing Together. This rug I don't think I keep, but I use this, what is it called? Coffee table. I think that's from Horse Ranch as well. And you'll see me like adjusting. Oh, I do keep this rocking chair from Get Together because, I don't know, I really like the look of it. And I don't know, I don't really add that many rocking chairs on the interior. I don't really know why, but I thought it fit really nicely. It matches the color scheme that I was going for, which is kind of like this beige, which is, you know, a little bit boring, I'm not gonna lie, but I decided it looked good, so I decided to keep it. I add this nice little side table from Horse Ranch as well, and then I put like a rooster on there for decoration, which is a little bit, you know, different, but I thought it looked really nice, so I decided to keep it. And as for the Sims that I imagine living here, it is quite like, you know, a spacious family home. So, you know, I decided it was like a regular family. I didn't really think too much about their jobs per se, like the adults. But, you know, I did think that, as I said before, that there was a young adult living here with his parents, as maybe he's on like a scholarship for sports, because I decided to add a lot of sporting equipment in his bedroom. And then we also have a teen living downstairs who is maybe like a little bit of like the black sheep of the family. You know, maybe they just don't particularly get along with the rest of their family, so they quite like their space downstairs. The room is a little bit more run down, maybe because I don't know if like they like it that way, or if their parents just don't really like them that much, so they just decided to put them downstairs with like where they can't really like be seen by the other family, which is like a little bit messed up. But I think that, you know, that they don't really mind. They kind of just enjoy their own space, and they don't like being bothered too much. But I'm still decorating this living room space. It's coming together quite nicely now. I use this little like side, not really a side table, but like this table that we got from Laundry Day as like kind of an entry table. It's a little bit longer, but I think it fits pretty nicely. And I'm cluttering it up a little bit, just adding some books, some stationery that we got from the Werewolves pack, which I actually kind of use that often as well, especially on the basement area. And then I use this fish tank that we got from Cats and Dogs, this mirror that we got from Lovestruck. Oh, and I add this like lovely little like fireplace kit thing that we got. I think that's in base game. And like a couple vases, or I think just one vase, and I decided to layer it by adding like this, I think that's like grass or whatever that we got from Dream Home Decorator, and I thought that looked really nice. And I do end up switching this lamp just for a different color, but it's still from Eco Lifestyle. But now we are moving on into the kitchen space, and you'll see me like change the tile quite a few times because, like I said, I couldn't really find anything that matched this flooring. But I decided to use this tile that we got from Get Together. I really love the like herringbone style. And I don't think I use these cabinets. I use the cabinets from Cool Kitchen. I thought they're like a little bit more modern, but I figure like maybe the parents, like as this house probably is like a little bit older, so it has like some older touches, but like a little bit of like modern touches as well. And I thought that was like a nice little like contrast. And I put this like lovely like huge island in the middle to fill in the space a little bit more nicely. I also use the refrigerator from the Country Kitchen Kit. I felt like that was like a nice little like older style, but it still like fits in quite nicely. It's a little bit more realistic. And you'll see me like adjust the windows a little bit. But oh, I guess I do switch the tile to the Space Game one as well. Don't remember that, so don't mind me. Just not remembering what I built at all. But yeah, the sink is also from the Cool Kitchen Kit. I decided to add this like full like cabinet size cabinet from the Cool Kitchen set in the corner. I thought that looked really nice, and I add like quite a few appliances in here as well. Of course, we have the microwave and coffee maker per usual, but I also add a stand mixer and a waffle maker from Home Chef Hustle, which I really do enjoy that kit, honestly. Like, I feel like it's really great for like cluttering up counter spaces when you have a big kitchen like this and you don't really know what to do with the counters, because, you know, you can only clutter up the counters so much, but we do need at least one like empty counter space so that your Sims have something to cook on. But yeah, really do like that stuff pack. And, you know, I'm cluttering up the counters as I do for all my kitchens. And adding, you know, this nice little bread box, paper towels. I love the mortar and pestle. I feel like I use that in like every single kitchen I add now. It's just like such a realistic and nice touch. But funnily enough, I don't own one in real life. And I don't know why. Well, I don't really make like salsa or like, I don't know, my own pesto or stuff like that, because I feel like that's what you would normally use when you make or when you're using a mortar and pestle. But yeah, I don't actually own one. But anyways, you know, I'm adding some bowls and like just like some extra clutter in the kitchen. Wanted to make it feel really lived in, really nice. But, you know, it's not too cluttered in here. There is more than enough space for your Sims to cook, and if you wanted like other Sims to join cooking with you, there's space for that as well. If you hear some purring in the background, that is, don't mind that. It's just my cat. She's deciding to cuddle with me right now, and this doesn't happen very often, so I'm taking my chance. As, I don't know, she's very, like, how do I describe this? She's not a very cuddly cat, which, you know, not all cats typically are, but if she ever takes a chance to cuddle with me, I'm gonna take it. So anyways, here I am adding this nice little like what is it called, like family board that we got from Parenthood, and I'm adding like this nice little like utensil rack that we got from, I think that's also from the Cool Kitchen kit as well, or kit. I'm mixing up kits and stuff packs because we get so many kits nowadays, but it's from the stuff pack. But yeah, anyways, I want to talk a little bit now more about what I have been watching, because I feel like I do that in every Secret Build, and I like to keep it up in this one. As you guys know, I'm still watching Secret Life of the American Teenager. I'm finally on the last season, and my cat just left me. Anyways, I'm finally on the last season, and I took a little bit of a break, honestly, to watch like a little bit more different things. So I also mentioned I was watching Euphoria. I took a break from that as well. Me and my sister are watching currently one of like my most favorite like nostalgic shows, which is also an HBO show, and also very inappropriate. So if you are under 18, please do not watch this, because you will probably be scarred and traumatized for life, and I don't want that for anyone. But if you are over 18, the show that I'm referring to is called True Blood, and it is a vampire show that is on HBO. And I watched this a lot when I was younger, which I definitely should not have. I watched a lot of shows that I should not have watched when I was younger, okay? I have no excuse for it. It was... the main excuse that I have for watching it is that my mom was watching it, and she would show it to us, which she definitely shouldn't have. But it's like one of the most campiest like vampire shows I think to ever exist. You know, I never watched Vampire Diaries. You know, I feel like it was kind of funny because, like, you know, while all the kids in my school were watching like Vampire Diaries, I was watching True Blood, which is definitely not something like to brag about at all. The show is very, it's a lot, but I just watching it during the fall time is just like the perfect, I don't know, it's like the perfect little like cozy show, because that show literally looks camp right in the eyes. So yeah, it's basically a show about, you know, this woman in the South. It takes place in Louisiana, and, you know, she meets this vampire who, like, vampires are, like, coming out into the open and, like, trying to be accepted by society, and, like, there's, like, a lot of, not nuances per se, but similarities between, like, vampires and like marginalized people, like people of color, like black people, gay people, stuff like that. And I feel like they handle it really well in like the first few seasons. The first few seasons of the show, like, I think my personal favorite season of the show is season 4, where they add like witches and stuff. I think it's just like, it's so good. But then like after that, the show goes on for 7 seasons, and like season 5, 6, and 7 are just not my favorite per se. I think my least favorite is probably season 7. Like, they really ended the show on a really bad note, which is really unfortunate. I don't know like what happened if like the writers were just doing whatever. But we're on the first season right now, and the first season is definitely like I can't call it the strongest, but it's definitely like it sets up the story really well. The characters are all really good. I think my favorite character is Tara because she's just so real and so funny, but the writers really did her dirty, especially in the third season, because even in the second season, because she just goes through it. Like she doesn't end up like she doesn't start off in like necessarily like the best place. Like literally in like the first episode, she gets fired from her job, but she's just like one of my favorite characters. She's so strong, so resilient, so hilarious, even through all like the stuff she's going through. Lafayette is also another one of my favorites. He's like one of the gay characters, and he's just so funny and so, I don't know, he's just like he's not necessarily a comedic relief because he also goes through a lot of traumatic things, but he's just like another resilient character. He's actually Tara's cousin, I believe. But yeah, there's loads of other characters, lots of hot vampires. So yeah, that's another show I've been watching. But as far as movies, I have been in like, after I watched Secret Life, I've been in like a Shailene Woodley type of mood. So I rewatched the first Divergent movie, which if you were not sentient in what year did that movie, like 2013, 2014? This was like the era when YA book, like dystopian book adaptations were like really popular. Like everyone was trying to hop on the Hunger Games type train. And while it's definitely not as good as the Hunger Games, it's basically like the Hunger Games but without the Hunger Games. It's like similar like dystopian type vibe, but I still think it's like a solid movie, which is like, it's not a good movie, I'm not gonna lie to you, but I enjoy it so much. Like it just has like that ultra nostalgic factor. I'm really in like a nostalgic mood whenever fall time comes around. I don't know what that's about, but it's, you know, it's a really nice movie. I know I was reading like some of the Letterboxd reviews, and like everyone was fawning over 4, which is, what is his name in real life? I know it's not Tobias because that's like his name in the movie, but his character, like everyone was fawning over him, and while I will not lie, he is very attractive. I don't know, I just didn't get that. I didn't get that same vibe. Like he's very attractive, I'll give him that, but I'm just not like head over heels for him, like as I would be like PETA, I guess. Like PETA is he's so cute. But anyway, yeah, I've been watching that, and then I've also been watching another HBO show, Big Little Lies, which also stars Shailene Woodley, and that cast is actually so stacked. It has like Laura Dern, Reese Witherspoon, Nicole Kidman, like so many like great, and then in the second season they bring in Meryl Streep, just so many great actresses. Like it's Zoe Kravitz, like oh my goodness, great show, highly recommend. It's not as wild as True Blood or Euphoria, but it definitely like has a lot of deeper topics, but it's a little bit more comedic, and yeah, I've been watching that. But if per usual, if you like to see whatever I'm watching or what my thoughts are on whatever I'm watching, I will link my Serialized and Letterboxd in the description down below. But I pretty much talked over like the entirety of like the basement area, but you'll see that I added a dining area in the basement, which I will admit a little bit unorthodox, but I said in my last build that I don't really do dining spaces. I haven't done dining spaces in a really long time, and I feel like there wasn't really space in the upstairs for me to add a dining space. You might have seen like a bit earlier I tried to add like a small table behind the couch in the living room, but I deleted that. And yeah, I felt like it fit down here. It's a little bit weird, but it's honestly not too weird because like I said, we have the staircase leading from the kitchen down into the basement, and it fit pretty nicely, so I decided to keep it in. And then I also added like a little like kind of games room off of that, and we have like a little bit of clutter, like basement clutter, like some paintings up against the wall, and a ping pong table. We also have laundry in this house, so I put like the laundry area, and I use the new arches as entrance to like that little like laundry space. But now we are working on this teens room, which I've been in like a habit recently of making all my teens room kind of have this like gothic vibe, which I don't know, I really like it. So I'm adding like Grimm's guitar. It's like a purple and black color scheme in here. We use quite a few things from like the werewolves pack. I use the werewolves bed. We use this werewolves dining table, which I converted into a desk. We're using some high school years as well. I use these like high school years like closet cabinet things, and I hang some clothes up on there. We use this werewolves mirror, which has a crack in it, and I used this new item that we got from the artist studio kit, which has like these sketches, and one of the swatches has like these like paintings or sketches which are a little bit darker. So I decided to use that. I used the skull on the desk, which we got from the Crystal Creations stuff pack. And I never really used stuff like clutter from that pack, but I thought it looked really nicely. It fit the vibe in here. We of course add a laptop, and I think I also added a digital sketch pad from the artist studio kit as well. And I'm adding some shoes under this like closet space. I'm trying to clutter up this desk as much as I can to make it not look like a dining table. But yeah, I'm just cluttering up this room. I thought it came out pretty nicely. Like I said, I really think this team like doesn't particularly enjoy their family that much. I'm thinking maybe it has something to do with like the new baby they had. Maybe they're like, guys, you are a little bit too old to have a baby. Like, you still have 2 kids that, I don't know, maybe need your attention. Maybe this teen like secretly wants their parents' attention, but like they don't really know how to show it, so they just spend their time alone down here. They're not particularly close with like any of their family members, maybe, but maybe they like the new baby even though they don't really agree with their parents having a child like this late in their adulthood. But yeah, maybe that's a little bit of lore for you guys. But yeah, I'm cluttering it up just a little bit more, trying to figure out what else to add, but I don't think I add too much else here. Maybe like some makeup kit, clutter up this nightstand pretty nicely. And yeah, I honestly really like this bedroom. Like, it's a little bit like it has some holes in the wall, like some cracks, some wallpaper peeling, but I honestly really like the vibes in here. Like, it's very, very teen, I guess. And I actually remembered to use, because I use all the doors from high school years in this house, and I remembered to use one of the swatches or one of the doors from high school years with like a bunch of like decorations on it. So I was very, very glad about that. But now we are moving on into the room. Oh, I'm adding some light switches, of course, because we need some light switches as some extra realism. But I'm moving on to the bedroom that has, that is built for like the young adult who is going to college. I go for like a green and gray color scheme in here. I'm thinking that maybe this sim has a scholarship for sports, so you'll see me add like some workout equipment and some sports items like a soccer ball and a football. I'm not particularly sure which scholarship they got, but I think that you can only play soccer in university. But anyways, I use quite a few things from Discovery University in here, including the bed, the nightstand, and the desk, and even the dresser. So like the full like IKEA set that I think they based this furniture off of for that pack. But I don't think I add a computer in here. I don't think this sim is like necessarily into like tech or like computers whatsoever. They're main so just like a jock and really like working out and, you know, playing sports, that type of thing. So I had like some posters like this trophy one and like this like university style one, and I'm cluttering it up just a little bit, trying to figure out what to add on this like wall up here above the desk and dresser. I end up using one of the posters that we got from high school years, and it has like the football players on it. I add like some awards. Maybe they got some medals from like their like sports or whatever. Maybe they like won a championship or something. And yeah, I use this nice little like workout mat and dumbbell that I think we got from the everyday clutter kit. I think. Could be wrong. But I also add a punching bag that is from Spa Day. And you'll see me like struggle to figure out what type of rug I wanted to use in here. I like could not figure out for the life of me like what would fit this space really well. But the rug I actually end up using is my favorite rug, the Snowy Escape one. I use it in like this like weird shape. I decided to like layer them 3 times and yeah, kind of make it this like different shape. I don't think I've ever done a shape like this with this rug. I usually just layer them like next to each other, but I figure this room is like definitely a weird shape, so I figure it needs a weird shaped rug. But here I am clearing it up some more. Oh, and I also use this lava lamp that we got from Strangerville in this green color. I thought that was a nice little touch. Adding some books, this hat that we got from the Everyday Clutter Kit, this book cart, which I think is from high school years, and then these like opened shoebox, also from the Everyday Clutter Kit, and then also some CDs. I think that maybe this sim is into like the older style of listening to music as opposed to like streaming or whatever. But now we are in the hallway space, like the landing area up above the stairs that leads up into all the bedrooms. I decided to do this like cool little mirror design with the mirrors that we got from, what is it called? Tiny Living. And I haven't done this mirror design in so long. It honestly brought back some memories because I used to do this mirror design like all the time, or something similar to this mirror design all the time. But yeah, I haven't done it in a really long time, and I thought it looked really nice in this little area, cluttering up this little hallway table, adding some boxes and some candles just to light up the space a little bit more. And now we are moving on into the nursery, which, like I said, I used like I think pretty much almost everything in this room is from the new Storybook Nursery Kit, and this is built for a newborn. I imagine. I don't know if these the adult Sims decided to like adopt or have the baby like through pregnancy, but I feel like, I don't know, maybe they felt like, you know, all the Sims are like, all their children are like growing up. You know, they have one in college, one in high school, and they aren't quite ready for an empty nest quite yet. They still like feel like they wanted to like do like a little bit more parenting, so they decided to have a newborn. And yeah, I do use the rocking chair. I guess there's 2 rocking chairs in this house, but yeah, I thought that looked really nice. I really do like the nursery kit. The video that I posted before this one was actually a kit overview of both the new kits that we got from the Artist Studio and the Storybook Nursery Kit. So if you want to check out those items that we got, feel free to check out my latest video before this one. But yeah, I'm just cluttering up this little like shelving unit that we got from the kit and putting some like baby items, stuff like that. But now we are moving on into the master bedroom. And I struggled a little bit with this one because I wasn't sure what type of vibe I wanted to go for in here. The color scheme in here is kind of like yellow, and I don't think I have another color. It's mainly just yellow. Yellow and like a light wood, pretty much. But we have quite a bit of space. You'll see me initially place this bed from Growing Together, but I decided to remove it. And eventually I go for like a lot of Dream Home Decorator in here. I figure these parents, you know, these parents are like really like close, so I think that they watch like a lot of movies together in their bedroom, so I decided to add a TV. I use the Dream Home Decorator like sectionals, and I make it into a love seat. Yeah, I really like this bedroom. It's really cute, really cozy. Well, not necessarily cozy, but there's quite a lot of room in here, a lot of space. I use these nightstands from Dream Home Decorator as well, and I actually like put them next to like the shelving like cube unit to make them just like a little bit bigger. This bedroom definitely took me probably the longest out of all of the other bedrooms that I built, just because this is the biggest bedroom. Of course, it's the master, and I really just was like struggling with the type of bedroom that I wanted to make for these Sims, because like I said, I didn't really think about their careers that much, but I also didn't want to make this bedroom too boring to look at. So I do think it came out alright in the end. I end up putting these lamps on these nightstands, also from Dream Home Decorator. I clutter up the nightstands with like some baskets. Also, eventually I use these bookshelf from the Book Nook kit, and I use this desk, which I think is base game, but I could be wrong at that. But the desk chair is definitely from Dream Home Decorator. I use these wall decorations, like the plants. Those are also from Dream Home Decorator, but I moved those over to behind the love seat next to the window, and I end up putting another window in that spot instead. But these rugs, I believe, are from the For Rent expansion pack, or they could also be from Love Struck. I kind of like mix up the items from those two packs since they're like the newest. But anyways, I also use this plant, this painting from base game in the corner. I give them a nice little laptop, and yeah, here I am just trying to clutter up the space, make it seem a little bit less barren. But yeah, we should be moving on to like, oh, I'm cluttering up this desk, of course, because I didn't want this desk to seem too barren. I have this like instinct now to clutter up my desks now and make them not look so boring, but I think it turns out alright in the end. But yeah, we should be moving on to putting that window down now. I'm trying to figure out like what I want to put like behind the couch, but like I said, like nothing was really fitting, so I just moved those plants over, put a window, or maybe I thought that the Sim who lived here was an interior decorator, but I don't keep that at all. But oh, I guess I keep in the master bathroom, because this bathroom is like, I don't know, probably my favorite in the house, because I just put a bath in here, and the sink from Dream Home Decorator as well. This toilet, which is from base game, it's like the modern style toilet. I forgot to add a hamper, so I made sure to put that in the bedroom as well. And this painting, which I don't know what that painting is from. I'm so sorry. Usually I'm really good at remembering what things are from, but oh, that painting is really throwing me for a loop. That is behind the bath. So sorry about that. But here I am just like cluttering up a few more items. I do eventually go back to the bathroom, add a few more things like this towel rack, this non-functional hamper, and I put some towels on top of that. But yeah, I went for like a nice beige and like green, like light green color scheme in here. I think that looked really nice. And yeah, I don't think I mentioned how many bathrooms are in this build, but there is a total of 3 full bathrooms. There's one on each floor, and yeah, adding some like paintings, some extra lighting, some window coverings, because no one likes to look, you need to cover up the windows in the bathroom, even though we like the light, but we don't want people appearing and, being weird. But anyway, adding some few extra clutter, because I think that this dresser needed some more clutter in there on the bedroom. But eventually I should be removing that like little like mood board and put a window, or eventually I put these plants, but I eventually move those into the hallway space instead of putting those like, I delete that like modern like beach painting that we have in the hallway, and I put those plants there instead, because I didn't think that painting really matched the vibe necessarily. But here I am finally moving on to the exterior, adding some planter boxes. I put a chess table on the front porch. Of course, we need a mailbox and a trash can. And yeah, I used the Oh, and of course, some wind chimes. I love adding wind chimes in my build because your Sims get like a little moodlet from it. And yeah, I really like adding wind chimes. I use this chess table and these chairs that we got from for rent, which are so realistic. I feel like, I don't know, like those chairs are just like a staple in almost every house. But some exterior lighting, and yeah, I think I used the ones from base game. I could be wrong though. I might change them. Yeah, I'm changing them right now. I think to some different ones, but we are reaching the end of this build. You'll see me adding some like few exterior decorations just to make this place seem a little bit less boring from the exterior. But per usual, this build is on the gallery under my gallery ID JKenYT, also under the hashtag JKenYT, spelled JayKenYT. I did not playtest this build, so sorry about that, but just with these newcrest builds, I'm gonna be completely honest, I probably won't be playtesting them, but I will make sure that there's like no like problems gameplay wise, because I'm usually pretty smart about like what your Sims are able to use and what they aren't, so I try not to clutter it up and make it like inaccessible for anything. But usually if I have like a bunk bed or something weird like that, I will definitely play test just to make sure that it works, because bunk beds can be one of those weird little items where things can get a little bit weird. But there's no bunk beds in here. But the next build that I should be doing is the apartment building on the lot across the street with like the extra big one. And I'm not gonna lie, I've been having trouble. Like I've been trying to figure out some layout ideas for it, like just like testing what would work, and I've been having a little bit of trouble. So if you have any ideas or any links to Pinterest, please leave them in the comments down below, and I will be super grateful for that. But we are reaching the end of this build. Thank you so very much for watching. Please feel free to subscribe and like the video if you enjoyed, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Bye bye.